For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that Chukwuka may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, Chukwuka Biama Puremi, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children IPOB to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O Mighty One, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor. of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise. I welcome
It's 9 minutes on top of the hour. I'm reaching you out from United Kingdom. And I remember as George Chukwume, North London coordinator here in United Kingdom. This evening, once again, on Biafra Alpha Power Media International, on the critical analysis, where we open your frontal lobe for you to understand where we are going at this point in time, regardless the affairs and what borders in IPOB fundamentally. This evening, today is the 23rd of February 2023, and I want to thank you. I want to welcome every single one of you, welcome others as we reside, as we all circle here this evening. A lot has happened. We'll keep on our bay. But this evening, I want to talk about a couple of things. My monologue this evening shall be upon the hierarchies of IPOB and what hierarchies intend to be. There are so many discourse. As you all know that I'm a gatekeeper, and when things happen, we wait to you to make that mistake, because at the end of the day, we are here to savage IPOB. We have a mouthpiece that called Radio Biafra today that have bastardized it, courtesy of the Maazi Chike Doziem, the chronicle of a saboteur, aka the enemy at the gate and his cronies, has turned IPOB into a backdoor and backyard and village meeting, regardless what they thought they are doing. Now, this evening, I just want to take one or two stuffs and move forward. As you all know, in IPOB, even our code of conduct. I'm not going to be able to go through a lot of stuff tonight, but I just want to talk through. This program is going to be short, but my purpose is that when the hierarchy issue comes up, that Meme tweeted about it, a lot of people were confused. Some of them don't even know what it entails. Hierarchy is in every organization, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what it means is that regardless the CEO, from CEO to the last man to the cleaner in every company, that's the hierarchical structure in every organization. In IPOB, we have the same thing. But what makes IPOB more essential and very, very exclusive from any other is that we practice what we call quasi-military system in IPOB, because I want to collect one impression tonight. You see, the board of DOS was not created by themselves. Nobody voted any one of those people in, including myself as a coordinator. I was single-handedly picked by a national coordinator, approached me and asked me, George, can you start a family? And that's the process in IPOB. There's no vote of confidence in anybody. It has to come from within as a grassroots movement. And Mazen Nani can remain the only arrowhead. He is the one that appointed. I want to reiterate again. DOS is not the first within the structure of IPOB and IPOB emerging, because I remember they had a council of elders which Onyendu dissolved with things that went on those days before Directorate of State were now instituted. And Directorate of State, for your information, is directorates, you know, comprises in different level, and from every zonal coordinator, regardless your position in IPOB, that is where the hierarchical structure comes in. And who is the highest hierarchy in IPOB? If Tombo asks you today, the highest hierarchy in IPOB today is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, quote unquote. So when that message came, they keep on getting this message wrong. Chike Doziem and his gang of gangsters does not understand. I don't know, they understand English word, but they choose to turn a blind eye on it. So I want to clarify that for those, some people think is, you know, every little thing is jumped up to talk about things. Everything is not saga. Barrister Aloy Ejimako have made this thing clear before by saying mutual respect still borders into the same world of hierarchies. Because when there is no mutual respect within the hierarchy or in any organization, what you're going to have is a chaos, just like what we see in the zoo. That's why we want to come out from that dungeon in the first place. So I just want to let this die a natural death tonight. So many stuff that have went by, and we must want to talk about them. Lola Madam Nyanya came on air probably a week ago with his team, with her team, to state the fact of what have transpired in our account in Germany. Regardless, whatever that happened, every Sunday understood what happened, what transpired in that account was a fraud attempt by the former national coordinator, called himself Chinedu Collins, which is the head boy of the cabal. He was the person that was making all that movement. I'm not to bear all the accusation from left, right, and center. When she came out now to refute whatever they've said, those that have said those words now backtracking, and they're confused because they always have half-baked truth, because they are, what they do is to smell people and blackmail people and become order of the day, and that is not IPOB. Me and you know, every single one of us can attest to this fact. Madam Nyanya came out and stated the fact of what transpired in our account. And when we say this from onset, that this agenda was not just something that they meditated over. This was something that mapped out over the years to destroy IPOB within. And where do you start? You have to go into her heart. That is her finance. Just remember how all this whole saga started, from Nelly Ofebu down to even Simon Ekpa campaign vigorously, from people stop paying monthly dues and whatnot to Germany. They all was in this together. All of them was. Chike Dozie never uttered a word. Even when Omada called him, he confessed that he wouldn't do anything because Onyendu was aware, but he was not saying anything. Then they were underground doing their underground works. That was what happened. So today, they're looking into themselves and saying, we have accomplished what we have done. What they did first was they killed the account in America, that former ESN account, which is Kanu Takanu tweeted about it. I'm going to put it up here. Some people were asking about evidence. I will have a very day for that particular program. I'm not gonna do it in a hurry because I want everybody that will listen to the sound of my voice to understand where we are coming from and where we are going. But why I'm laying this foundation tonight is about things that have happened within IPOB, because what concerns me is IPOB, nothing else. I don't care about what anybody else doing outside IPOB. Which of us said is either you're an IPOB or outside IPOB yapping. And IPOB, we don't do saga within the families. That's not IPOB. So my primary concern is what propelled this family forward. That is why our leader is languishing in the dungeon of DSS for over going to 22 months now. Onyendu has been extraordinary rendition with torture and all manner of ill treatment, and now he's been locked up because of our sake. And he said categorically, emphatically, that he's still there because he wants our people to be liberated. So that is our goal. You must lay your eyes on the ball. Not confusing with that one trend, every little thing. You see all of them jumping up like antelopes because they have now propelled them to be attacking dogs unnecessarily. They have to create a content to divert their attention. Over time, we have told them that whatever they have done or still doing, all these things, they created an alibi, distraction on the highest order. So everybody have heard what happened in our account in Germany. That particular account in the United States was 740,000 to 47. We have the records right. And all the documents are intact with audio voice that followed it up. It's not just the written words. There's audio voice that back it up what transpired. Chike Doziem was aware of what happened in that account. And they shared that money simultaneously, equally within among themselves. And that's where their first problem started. Like I said, I'm going to pull a little bit of memo. I want to show something tonight to start to buttress what I was trying to say. I think Barrister Ejimako went to visit Onyendu today, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see here, this is a tweet from Barrister Ejimako. Update. I visited MK hashtag Mazi MNK today in company of some Machuku Ume and Barrister Maswell Opera. MK confirmed to me and recent visit by the British Consul, and that the matter of his extraordinary rendition and health were predominant. Other message are young but not for public consumption. So, I mean, if you look at Barrister Ejimako's message delivery to Onyendu and passing that message to whoever that message might be to, is very straightforward and professional. There's no contradiction here. And for avoidance of doubt, it is very clear, because at the end of the day, it's like there is the issue with messages. You have a client. When a client communicates with you to communicate to those that message supposed to go to, there's a concise manner you deliver that message without making it become porous or trying to attract on sentiment or try to drag people with it. It's very simple. Confirmed to me that the recent visit by the British Consul. So British government are still showing concern towards our leader, but it's not enough. All we want is that the court of the zoo have already, or granted our leader. Our leader has not facing any charge whatsoever. He has been discharged and acquitted, however you want to put it. But Onyendu is not facing any crime within the ambit of law or justice system, regardless, because fundamentally you have to establish where Onyendu is coming from. An extraordinary rendition of his own is a crime against humanity. This is the message from our honorable and erudite Barrister Aloy Ejimako, and it's succinctly put. The reason why I'm pulling this is very, very important because of the over time, the things has been going on. This is Onyendu's message. This is Onyendu's pictures. If I'm not, I know a lot of people will be wondering why is he coming up with all this, but sometimes we don't really talk about things without having evidence to back them up. Because Geoffrey wrote, I don't know what you call it, because he's good at writing disclaimer when it's not required. Now, these pictures were taken when Governor Chukwuma Soludo went to visit Onyendu in DSS dungeon. Now, the reason why is that so many people want our leader dead. I said this all the time. And one of them is Ifeanyi Ejiofor. It's very, very obvious. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor quickly to important clarification about Onyendu, about pictures that will be surfacing about our leader. What is that got to do with what is Onyendu is facing? Ejiofor could not file the onslaught that happened at Farikwi Bake in 17th of September 2017. For over 5 years, Onyendu was on exile. That matter was not raised in Bintayaku's court. That was why Bintayaku threw him away. And he's called yourself a lawyer. Extraordinary rendition, when Onyendu came back, he does not understand what that word means. It was our international lawyer, which is Barrister Lawyer Jimako. Now, why are you indulging in pettiness? You are a lawyer. You're supposed to be professional. You're under oath. I don't know why you allow your sentiment to override your intelligence. You came out emphatically to write important clarification about Onyendu, but this narrative does not supersede what we are facing at this point in time. And over time, you always shot yourself in the foot. Because so far as I'm concerned, all these things you've written here is jargon. Now, the interesting part of it, I will not waste my time to read your words, is the one that I've highlighted. It says, Onyendu visitors are also not allowed entrance into the DSS facility with any form of electronic gadget, which include phone and cameras. Now, my question to you, Ejiofor, for avoidance of doubt, where did this picture taken? Was this picture took in Kenya as well, you are claiming? Because when Onyendu came back from Kenya, he couldn't go and visit our leader. For how many months he couldn't go and see Onyendu face to face, you Ejiofor? It was other lawyers going there because you know the role you play. Now, this is particular, or did Soludo have exception to go to DSS dungeon without now allowing him to get a picture of Onyendu? And you guys, a lawyer, could not allow, attorneys were not allowed to do that. What is the problem with Onyendu's pictures? Onyendu being looking, Onyendu, it doesn't matter if Onyendu, we know that Onyendu is sick, but Onyendu is a man on a mission. He's ordained for this. Mortal cannot kill our leader. But what we are saying that Onyendu must be released unconditionally. That is what all of us want. And as I stand today, there is no strategy you guys should tell us how to Onyendu to be released from DSS dungeon. It's all about games. Indulge in this servitude from day one. This 747,000, your name was mentioned into that particular money. You got your own share from it. You have won so many cases in Nigeria, they pay you a lot of millions. Or courtesy of Maz, Mazen Namdekan. I don't have a problem with that. Where I have a problem is when you now start acting like a roadside mechanic. You're writing a clarification, important clarification about Onyendu. But Soludo went there and there was a picture taken. He never came out and said that. And he never came out to tell us about the tweet Ejimako tweeted about Solomon Abraham, the German new national coordinator, and he mentioned that was a lawyer that Onyendu have instructed. He never wrote any clarification or any disclaimer. And the present current memo, you have never said any word concerning this current memo as well. This one came from Nemeke Ejiofor. Because Onyendu didn't find you any more worthy to pass any message through you. Because our leader knows. I said it before. As long as Onyendu is locked up in DSS dungeon, Ejiofor and all this gang of criminals will be blossom. Because with Onyendu, all of you will be catching out. And which Onyendu dead? That is why China Sanwo-Olu went to write on his page that Mazen Nandekano has been poisoned and confirmed. And the clown in Radio Biafra and Chineke jumped up and telling people to go and burn down houses, government houses in Biafra land. You know, I keep on saying one thing. Anything you do or you say, you're going to be liable to it. Everything, listen to me. The cyber crime is more dangerous than crime committed physically. People don't know because it's a data information. It's a data crime. It doesn't go away. Because once that can be proven that you actually uttered that word, then somebody might take it up with you. You call mayhem in Biafra land for justify you guys' wishes to keep Onyendu to be poisoned in DSS dungeon. Now, this memo keep on lingering because there was two particular things that were highlighted on this memo the first time we brought this memo out for a reason. Now, even the 11th one also has been revealed. But the reason why I brought this memo back again is this. In the first, Onyendu said DOS is forbidden from responding to Simon Ekpa no matter what. Onyendu said DOS is forbidden from responding to Simon Ekpa. He said no matter what. That is our leader. Now, people like us have said this over time. Because when we get involved in this in the initial beginning, we were trying to grasp out what is happening within IPOB and involvement of Simon Ekpa. Regardless what they are saying today, some of you are jumping up, he's been arrested in Finland. I have got no business with that. I'm not interested. Like I said, I have never one day on my TV or whatnot to listen to him. But if the young man wishes whatever he said, he will be liable to it. But let us not forget where all this whole thing started. How did Simon Ekpa emerge? Who allowed him to emerge? All these things is courtesy of Chike Doziem. But now, our leader, because I stand in our leader's words. I don't care how you guys can be jumping up like I'm mad people out there. I'm not interested. I don't have any private issue with Simon Ekpa. In UK here, I was the first person that volunteered to litigate Simon Ekpa. Is on record, they can tell you. But with the time I knew that something was wrong is when they came to United Kingdom and removed Onyendu's name from company's house. And tell us that I don't know what they told me at his age when they make that conference call. And I said I won't be part of this. Now, this is Onyendu's word. Onyendu, even Ojus Okalo, upon all what Ojus Okalo did, Onyendu fought for Ojus Okalo. For some of you will be somewhere rejoicing about whoever. I said, I have never been a fan of Simon Ekpa. I never care what he does. It is not my problem. Today, you people are dragging if Simon Ekpa is a member of IPOB, if he's not a member of IPOB. But I have asked Chike Doziem, why did you allow Simon Ekpa to be hosting DOS meeting? Simon Ekpa was hosting DOS meeting, insensitive meeting. Why Simon Ekpa was not a member of IPOB? If he's not even an oath member, he allowed all these things to happen. Austin Albani, when Finland national coordinator come to meeting, tell him about Simon, he said, go to his platform and raise money. So whatever Simon Ekpa has done today or what he has done today, you people are part of the process of what I brought Simon where he is. And this memo is saying DOS is forbidden from responding to Simon Ekpa. I'm talking about it today because today I see some people jumping up and down, rejoicing that Simon Ekpa has been arrested in Finland. That is not my business. Like I said, I don't care. But remember that what is good for Ganda, what is good for goose is good for Ganda. Whatever you do is what you're going to be measured with. Majority of you have said enough online. So remember that it's not only Simon Ekpa, it's going to go round. You know, what goes up must surely come down. We have voices. People that have things people have said, we have all of them. Like I said, a day will come. Everybody must be measured according to their own dealings. I don't want to dwell into this. Why I'm talking about this is because this particular memo, Onyendu mentioned this, and Simon Ekpa was there verbatim, and that's why I'm talking about this openly. Because I said it from day one that Simon was an alibi, is a distraction, because as long as they keep Simon doing what he's doing, IPOB members, the real IPOB member within will not now be distracted. The majority of them, all those people that have they kept out, because what they do, keep on doing, anybody that challenges them, they will kick you out, they'll make you go somewhere else. Now they call you autopilot, they call you infiltrator. All these things was systematically planned to destroy IPOB within. But today he's turning around and hunting all of you. He's turning around and hunting all of you. So I will sell through this. Now, this is so-called Umuchukwu. These Umuchukwu writers. I remember that it was what is this guy? Ezekwesili in New York fronted this particular page. If I'm not mistaken, I've said it one time in my program. But the point I'm trying to make, the reason why I brought this up is that this guy, they're actually threatening people. There's a guy that lives in South Africa, the guy that is under Met in feminine. The guy is under Met. Everybody know what Met is, because somebody that people who doesn't have job can come online every day talking. But listen to what this guy says here. He said, "Dear Barrister Nemeka Ejiofor, please, you must stop sending Mazen the kind of messages meant for DOS to Ezeburu. I will say what they say, Ezeburu Takano, or DOS response or feedback to him whatsoever. Let's say the memo that surfaced on social media through Canon Takano and other things was a mistake. Repeating such scenario again will be seen as a deliberate act, and IPOB may force to reject your messages." But the question is, so this message was authentic. Question is, has they acted upon this memo? Because there is a Dracula T that lives in Australia. That one openly challenged Onyendu. I won't be able to be playing their voices today. I'll say I'm going to talk because I will come back for a proper program. Now, he said in IPOB, Canon Takana has no position and you owe him no explanation concerning the affairs of IPOB. Every message to DOS must be confidential and classified and must not be released to third party. Take note. We acknowledge your wonderful work in IPOB legal frame. Well, thanks and remain blessed. Do you see how they blackmail people? They box you into the corner. The same thing they try with Ejimako. Ejimako, it did not work. They did attempt in his life. They have the guy in South Africa have openly threatened Nemeka Ejiofor. The question is, why is it that Onyendu is not passing message through Ejiofor? Because Onyendu knows that Ejiofor is compromised. It's very common. It's a common sense tells you that. So, everybody must be very, very careful. Their media recharge card forms, we always confirm the obvious question. As they have confirmed that this memo, we are direct the highest command of IPOB, our Spinning Onyendu Mazen Nandekano. But the question is, have they acted upon it? The answer is no. Tells you all you need to know. Are these people working for Mazen Nandekano? Do they want Mazen Nandekano to come out of the SS dungeon? Of course, the answer is no. I just want to, and you see, every single thing that they have done is opposite to reality of life. Chikeduzium has got no right or mandate to write memo. But this memo, they read this memo was on 17th of January. Suddenly the memo surfaced again. They start sharing the memo again. That's why I brought it back again. Just for abundance of doubt. Mazen Nandekano, none of his brother is held any position in IPOB. Every single one of us knows that. If Onyendu was like any of you, he should have turned IPOB into his family business. Even though that his family is 200% more involved in what we do than any of you even holding position in IPOB, including his own parents. So it's now you tell us that IPOB is not a family business, but he didn't say that 2017. None of you said that. And over time I've said, can any of you show us your kids, even your wives on Facebook? Let's see them, know who they are. So when we see them, we recognize them. Oh, this is Chike Edoziem's wife or son. But he wouldn't do it. So when he go through this memo, you see the disdain. Your leader locked up in DSS dungeon. And the one thing that struck me that I didn't want to actually mark it, I left it open because I want to read something here. The very, very important. This memo is direct. It's a memo to IPOB families worldwide, supporters of self-determination movement and lovers of freedom. It has become very imperative for the Directorate of State of Indigenous People of Biafra (DOS) to make this very important affirmation and the reiteration on some pertinent issues. Number one, the leader of this great movement, the IPOB, he said the Indigenous People of Biafra in bracket IPOB worldwide is Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Director of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, is the apex administrative institution saddled with the responsibility of running the day-to-day affairs of IPOB worldwide. You see, if you stop that particular phrase, now, what you will ask yourself is, who was the person that actually made you and put you in the position where you are, as you claim that Directorate of State and whatever you want to claim? It is very, very important. Some people are making a very, very grave mistake when they describe an IPOB, formation. Some of you now have justly think that we are into political, we are into political governance. No, we are not. IPOB is practice what it's called quasi-military system, and we have only one central command. Onyendu always reiterated this. Now, you see this, mind game that they brought in. He used the word APES, the APES administrative institution, saddled with the responsibility of running day to day. Of course, we know that. But whatever you do in IPOB buttress to what Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ordered you to do. He might have an opinion with Onyendu. Onyendu want to accept it, you accept it. But if he doesn't want to accept it, he can't do nothing. We saw it in Uchemofo. Uchemofo issue was that Uchemofo have certain things that he wanted to do because he think he want to overstretch his power. Specifically in UK here, I remember Oskachi, the former UK national coordinator, one of the issues, and Onyendu mentioned that in our meeting, when he called meeting in UK here. He said that one of the things Uchemofo was angry about because he wanted to catch gun. But Onyendu is a man that judged rightly, justly. He found out that Okachi did not do anything. He told Uchemofo as his deputy, allow Okachi, I will deal with this issue. Uchemofo hell bent. That is why Uchemofo crashed. So, Chike Edoziem, you as a head of the Directorate of State, you are in administrative level. You are in administrative level. That is where, in a clear layman perspective, to me, you are a clerk. Because if Onyendu is absent, your job is to communicate Onyendu's messages if they're getting to you. So when you portray this here, it's like you make decisions within IPOB. Onyendu said the highest decision making in IPOB. Even there was an interview Takano did with this guy that smoked in he said it there. All of us believed that but why we are saying that in a context that Onyendu has the final say, there's nothing you will do without Onyendu's approval. What I'm said it. Nothing you do without having Onyendu's approval. You can't do things on your own. Like all of you have confirmed that Onyendu has no input any longer in what you guys do. But this is the substitute that you guys are peddling, and the lie and the blackmail you guys are going with. And you guys have the nerve to even put up a memo against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's family. You know, all these things is something that we have to reference tomorrow. I brought it back again because of the way you guys started sharing it again. And there's no Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's brother that is here dragging position with any of you. It's none of you to go and see Onyendu. None of your family member is going to DSA Dungeon to go and visit our leader. It's lawyer you're sending, and the lawyer, you don't trust the lawyer. None of your brother or sister has gone to see Onyendu from your same womb. None of you have done it, and you claim you love Onyendu. But fine boy with his wife and his son that travels every day to go and see our leader in the SS Dungeon is now a traitor. They are the ones that sold Onyendu. Let us be fair here with everybody. Because you see this particular memo, though Chike Doziem does not have the mandate to, issue any memo within IPOB, but it's very, very important that we reference to this. Now, I'm telling truth. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this particular memo is that I hear a lot of people saying, oh, you can say whatever you want to say without any evidence. It's like the memo that we are seeing now. Chike Doziem have not uttered any word. The one that lives in Austria, the Dracula teeth, actually shot himself in the foot, make mess of himself. Now, Umuchuku family has come and confirmed it. But the question remains, has Chike Doziem acted upon Onyendu instruction? The answer is no. Because Chike Doziem is the real enemy at the gate. But let me say this to everybody. Remember this day that I said, this 740,000 Kanu Takanu say here, the actual amount is 747,000. It's documented. Just for avoidance of doubt. This 740,000 US dollars is seen here, it is 747,000 is documented. In black and white. Chike Doziem and Madam Oyibo. Chike Doziem even in writing, Chike Doziem accepted that Madam Oyibo have taken over IPOB, that she is the leader of IPOB. Is documented. Whopping 747,000. I said the evidence is not just only black and white. It has audio voice to back it up. That is how far they have gone. After this money was gone, they initiated. What I'm talking about, the document that we're going to pull out is going to comprise, including the Umueri account, the birth of Umueri account. Nobody knows how much went to Umueri account. It's not enough for them. All this money have squandered. They left. I can remember in one of our meetings in UK here, this nitwit called Austin Alban, because that is the evil devil he was using to penetrate some imbeciles. Our Onyendu said our men are docile. Not like people like us, because we'll ask you a question. And at the end of the day, they started with our Akukwo, and when we need money, they will call Madam Nenyanya. There's twist and turn. But when you see a lying person, if you see somebody lying, perceive, that's nothing. You can't even. Personally, I can see through this man. I asked him a couple questions. He can't answer my question because man, people that are close to me will tell him, no, George, you may don't go there. But he knows, and he cannot answer my question. I knew where they were going. After that they think they couldn't succeed. I wasn't getting enough money anymore because they're battling with their alibi they created. Them and Simon Ekpa is nagging hand, who is in charge of DOS, who is in charge of IPOB. That's why they went to Belgium. Some people went there with a clear heart, just like the one they did in UK here. Ask them, what is the purpose of that march you guys did? It's absolutely bunkum, nothing. Protests we did in the United Kingdom here, before you do even more rendition, Austin Alban and his gangs, we are in a collaboration to boycott every single protest we have done in the United Kingdom. It's on record. We have all these things on record. They have got no strategy. The so-called deputy director of state said that Onyendu freedom is in the hands of God. It's on tape. We have all these things on tape. So, yeah, this is the reason why I'm saying that anybody somewhere saying, show us evidence. And when evidence come out, I hope you can absorb it because it's going to come heavy on everybody. Chike Doziem and all this gang of criminals will never get away with what they have done in IPOB. Even going further to go into our IPOB worldwide account. It's not a country's account. This is an IPOB worldwide account. That international, a lot of people that are supporting IPOB, this is an account that has been using has connected with our PayPal and all of that. To tell you the agenda of these individuals. You know, when they have all these media worms that share for 4,000 naira card, I will put their voices here. You hear a couple of them. Whatever they told them, they will ask them, go online, go and talk. This is not why we are here. Nobody ordered us to go online. I come online when I'm comfortable to come online. And what I say online stays. I'm not here to blackmail anybody. On Critical Analysis, what I do and what we do in Biafra Alpha Power Media International is an international platform, and we stick on facts. We are not here to peddle lie or to blackmail anybody or sound incoherently in any shape or form. So my fundamental thing is this, is that whatever I'm saying, I have evidence to back it up because like I said, whatever I said, I'm liable to it. For some people that are rejoicing today about whoever, maybe police call somebody, just like when they call the one that is under imagination in Germany, all of you, we are jumping up and down. And some of you that BBC used show your pictures on what you said or what might transpire, but you say you're a freedom fighter. You guys want to sue them. But Canon Takana has got no right when somebody called him a bastard to question that person. You don't know what character assassination is? In the real world we are living, you live in Europe and I think you can wake up one morning and say things about somebody that you cannot prove. It's entirely up to you. Do you want to take it up personally with that person or not? We are fighting for freedom. People that are genuinely fighting for freedom, we cannot be in support of them being arrested by what they say. But when you try to cause mayhem, and what we have said before, but all this whole thing happening, who authorized them? Why all this thing wasn't happening before? Why now? Because are you going to tell me that you are disobeying Mazen and the kind of direct order, and I think people will listen to what he said? How that is going to happen? How does he figure that out? How does that work? So, like I said, Onyendu's picture that is surfaced online that every single one of them is mad about, and Ejiofor even have the temerity to come and write jargon. This picture here, I want Ejiofor to tell us that this picture as well was taken in Kenya. And the same DSS that he said that is not allowed with any gadget or phone. That is where this picture was taken. Multiple pictures. It's not like it's one picture in different directions. This is the reason why we must not. That is why for a very long time, he haven't had Ejiofor, because what he does is copy and paste. He has got nothing to offer. He just tries to get K, get 4K or 3K. That's all. Verify his page. He's living large. But that is not why we are here. IPOB employed you to do a work, and IPOB is paying you. But don't use our people's blood for your own selfishness, or our leaders suffering agony for your own benefit as well. People like us will not see it and turn a blind eye. It's not possible. So tonight, like I said, this evening is a short one. And the reason why I come on air is that I want to lay a background. You know, we're coming on live often to deal with issues as they unfold. So what I'm going to do now is that I got a couple voices that I need to play. Anyway, doesn't have too much time, to be honest with you. So, but issue of Madam Nyanya, they accused Madam Nyanya falsely with Canon Takano and warning and all that kind of source. But at the end of the day, when Madam Nyanya came out on air now and, you know, debunk whatever they have said, all of them are on their shell. Because at the end of the day, the truth will always, you know, win. It does not matter what anybody do. Truth will always win. Regardless, however, you want to turn it upside down. Truth will always win. And once your hands are clean, because what we are fighting is a just cause. And IPOB, there's a reason why. What we do is more spiritual than physical. Because all of us are under oath. Those that are sincerely under oath understand what it is when you say something ill against your fellow comrade. But today, what we are seeing is that looking at these people, are these people actually under oath? This brings me back to one time me and Mazes Eju was having a program. Someone called from Germany saying that they don't actually take oath. They go to meeting, they contribute. And we were in that program. A national coordinator from Switzerland called in the program, said that the same thing happening in Switzerland. And the person is quoting our code of conduct that came out in end of 2029 to 2020. IPOB that I know, even in UK here, it will never be in the midst of us. So we have know my mother, mom, without you being confirmed that you're under oath. Just like the same way they left Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa was hosting sensitive meeting, and when the guy found out that actually, is it these people that Onyendu takes as people running IPOB? The guy laughed. He said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna take a shot on all these idiots." That's exactly what the guy did. If he committed any crime in Biafra land, like I said, like including Chinas and all of them, including Chike Doziem, all of them have committed crime, and their crime, the evidence are there. The ones they say with their mouth and the one people that are going to testify is there. It's very visible. Chike Doziem, when you talk about sit at home in Biafra land, Chike Doziem, we have it on tape. He said Onyendu didn't tell even reason why. And the reason why is the mayhem in Biafra land. So in collaboration with whoever now that is causing mayhem in Biafra land, all I know is that the genesis of the problem in Biafra land is liable to Chike Doziem. That is why they employ all these idiots online. They're talking rubbish. You're rejoicing about your fellow freedom fighter brother being questioned by police or whatnot. We live in a civilized world. If he committed crime, he'll be liable to it. That's all I have to tell you guys concerning this issue. And it's a bowl of distraction. Yeah, because none of you wake up in the morning and shouting how Mazen Nankan is going to be released. None of you does that. You're looking for content to come online to gossip about and to turn into saga. The other day, somebody was talking about calling names, even someone speaking Igbo about what they are doing. Now you're giving all these details about them. What about you, the one you're doing? So this is not the kind of Biafra Onyendu setup, IPOB setup. You guys have messed a lot of things up. And so many people have ignorantly died. There's some people today that are still believing that, oh, you guys are fighting for us, and ignorantly, you don't blame them. I don't question what people believe on. It's not my problem. All I know is that if I can see through, I make my decision because we are in a war front. This is I don't have a friend in IPOB. Me and you are not friends. We took oath to restore Biafra. And the day you fuck up, you have become a history to me. I don't care who. I don't even want to know who you are. The only person that my allegiance is to Mazen Nandekan. Any other person don't exist. If you're sincere, that means you will not have a problem, because if you are very genuine in what we do, why should you have issues with me? Why should I have issues with you? IPOB is very succinctly put. We have a chain of command. And when Chike Doziem will be showing people about our chain of command, like the memo he wrote. But Chike Doziem, do you have the right to call somebody a coordinator in the countries and start talking to them directly if there's an issue? You are the head of the directorate of state, but that is not how the chain of command goes. So you guys bastardize all this whole thing. Build cabal across board. That's where our problem started. And that is why today you guys are jumping up and down because you think you guys have accomplished what is your wish or what you've been employed to do. Mamba, Onyendu say 100 men and women with clean heart will restore Biafra. So for me this evening, it is very imperative. I'm gonna play one voice based on the so-called media bombs, some of them. And there's something I want to state here. You see all these people that today say they're defending IPOB. I want you to go back and check their record. In the world we live in, all of us live abroad, especially like America. Once you're a convict, once you're a convict, it is very difficult for you to be reintegrated into the system. You can't get a job. So an informer, somebody that have once upon a time, did something or testify against you or blackmail you, that person. That is why it is this one thing about Uchemofo that I like. Uchemofo understood that once you're outside IPOB, once you're out, we don't take people back. Check all these individuals today jumping up and down on social media, say they are media warrior, building their page. Some of them are monetized platform, they are making money through it. Some of them, that's how they make their livings. Some of them we are looking for paper. They're gotten their paper. Some of their mouths are wide enough to be talking rubbish, thinking that your asylum paper you got for 5 years probably going to save you. Go and ask people that have married 10 times in abroad, they couldn't get their paper. Because you might got first 5 years, go back again, things might change. Status quo might change. And like I said, all of you that are sitting on top of the blood of our people, you will never go scot-free because some of you came with agenda. It came with there's something you were looking for. You didn't join IPOB because you want to impact life. And some of you that are in Biafra land are looking for money to, because if you've been giving 5,000 naira every other day, what kind of work do you do? How much did you get every month? How much is your month's salary? Even teachers. So it become inducement. I said it before. IPOB, we don't give people money to go and buy data. No. That's not how Mazinan can form IPOB. No. If Onyendu willing to do anything to anybody, he started up to, just like Ikechukwu Aboda said, Onyendu offered him to be broadcasting go back to South Africa and broadcast. If Onyendu feel that I want to put somebody into a particular salary for a reason, just like what he did in United Kingdom here. I was a witness when Uchemofo issue came up in 2015-16. A lot of people were saying Uchemofo get paid. And I asked you, how much do you think they were paying Uchemofo? Uchemofo was on radio there for 24 hours. Even if you're working in this country, I have a work hour, you go home. He doesn't go home. You don't see his family. That's how bad it was. But nobody knows about this. Onyendu said, who is going to take up this responsibility and get paid 3,000 and pay council tax in our office where our radio Biafra be situated and do what Uchemofo does? The room was silent. So when you hear people say they're paying somebody's salary, Onyendu decide to pay a certain, if he decide and you accepted it, because that doesn't mean that the person cannot go and work and make that money. So it's very, very important when people are making a session, they have to get their facts right. I'm not against people giving people, token. If I do it sometimes, people I feel like they deserve it, but it's not inducement. But now they have turned it inducement. Now to give people credit now, once they give you credit now, they buy you to tell you what to do. That's exactly what is happening, and that's not IPOB. I want you to listen to this.
For Power Media International.
The remaining 12,000 I will share yesterday. I'll give Mazi 4,000 naira. I'll give Owanji 4,000 naira. Then I'll give Sister Chacho 4,000 naira. That is 12,000 naira. So now can't wait. I can't use that remaining one back.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
You see, I don't have issues. Like I said, I don't have issues people being generous. But this is not generosity. This is inducement. And as you can see, the names they're called, and you can see the kind of things they do online. These unguarded individuals, the way they talk, because they've been put under payroll. I said this before. Every single one of them are under payroll. That is not IPOB. That is why I just wanted to play a little bit of this. And the person as well talking, we know her history, how and what has transpired. These people can never be trusted. When they started with Nelly, we were the people that stood against them. We know who these people are. Listen to me. I'm not bragging. I have never ever wavered since I joined IPOB because nobody preached Biafra to me. This is something that came naturally. It is a spiritual thing. And I did not listening to anybody. I had a voice. And that voice is the man behind me. He has never changed. Until, even if he changed, he wouldn't allow me to say things ill against Onyendu. Like so many of them have said. Our leader is not, now Onyendu is being written off by all these riffraffs. They speak anyhow. I'm not gonna be dwelling into this playing their voices. Like I said, this is a short broadcast. And probably Sunday. I think I'm gonna be coming on air on Sunday with our sister, German Joy. We want to let things bare. We have to have a joint broadcast probably Sunday. So, and before then, I don't really want to go into playing voices tonight. I have a lot of voices to play, but like I said, I haven't got enough time to do this. So, but the one thing I want to set here straightforwardly is that if Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide to cash out tonight, I said it before, he's in DSS dungeon because he still care about the people of Biafra. And I'll go over again and said, the day he has that opportunity to speak to us, to 29 seconds or so, or 19 seconds, he said, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. He said, that is why I'm here. It's not to go and kill our people. So whoever indulge in killing people, the one that smoke crack in South Africa, there's a particular audio, I have it, I don't want to play it tonight, where he confirm that China Sanwo-Olu is killing our people. He uses his own mouth. Like I said, they will use their own mouth and say it, not me. That's what I'm saying to them. Today they are jumping up for somebody else. Tomorrow might be their own turn. Tomorrow might be their own turn. I said it before. China Sanwo-Olu may be hiding because he think nobody knows who he is. But you see, if this world, it doesn't matter where you hide. When the time is right, you'll be fished out. It's on record. The guy uses his own mouth and say where he's trying to blackmail Meme. And he himself was boasting. If it was him, he's going to cut off their penis and all that. This is what come out of your mouth on social media. You know what? I'm not gonna say. I'm not asking you to stop talking. Continue talking, but just beware that every split that come out of you guys' mouth is being kept on a due process. On a due process. Because just like these guys, the so-called Umuchukwu writers, because once somebody abroad created anything, but those that are back home now are full soldiers. All of them want money, so they will do anything. All these people, they put them under payroll. At least you can hear what they are sharing, 4,000 naira. You see them, all of them are backing like a mad dog. You think there's something in their brain. It's what they ask them to go and say. And they'll be talking, they have information. They can't process it. They don't even know what to do with it. You see them holding phone. Look at it here. This is a very, very awkward stuff. We're IPOB for crying out loud. This family was formed under a divine direction from heaven. And to liberate a black race in general is not something you should turn into mockery. And we will not allow you guys to do that. The only thing we do, that is why it is critical analysis. To bring you your frontal lobes, to reset them, to you to start processing thinking. It's not about your stomach, what goes inside your belly. And that's what has brought all of you where you are into your news. Today, people sat down